Okay, folks, this is the drawing that we're getting ready to do. Okay, we're going to start from the top view, okay, and then build it up so that it's a three-dimensional object. Okay, and when you're in this program, the features menu, everything's going to be grayed out in the features menu. Revolved boss base and extruded boss base are the only ones that are going to be available. Maybe swept boss base as well. Now those are all additives. Everything else is cutting into the object. Okay, so that's why it's not going to be available until you go from 2D to 3D, three-dimensional objects. Okay, let's get started with this drawing here. File, new, part. We're going to hit OK. And it says this drawing isn't an IPS, so it is in inches. So we can work off of this. So I'm going to go into sketch and line. So I'm in the two-dimensional where we first started. And I'm going to choose top plane for this one. Okay. And I'm going to hit Y to sort of set this thing up. Okay. And with my line, I'm going to take, let's go ahead and put a center line in first. Okay. I think that's good practice to do. Next, we're going to take this line and we're going to drag it across from the origin point. We're going to come out about 3 inches. Okay, that looked pretty close. And I always dimension that first line. You know, whether it's a 2D or 3-dimensional object, we're always going to dimension that first line. Okay, and now I'm kind of just looking at this object and it sort of comes down a little bit, over, and just like that. Okay, this looks great. So the first dimension I'm going to do is the whole thickness or width of this project, and it says 2.5, and that dimension can be found in the center of the object. So from here to here is going to be 2.5. Hit the green check mark. Okay, I don't know what happened there. 2.5, enter. Okay, here we go. Now we have that thickness in there. And this one is going to be 0.62. Now it says 0.62 down at the lower right hand corner of the drawing on the PDF that I've given you guys. It says 0.62 TYP, and that TYP means typical. So that thickness is all around this object. So if there's no dimension to be found, that's probably what it is. Okay, let's see what the next dimension is that we need to have. I guess the overall width of this object from here to here, it says it's 7.5 overall, so we need to divide that by 2. What does that come out to being? 3.75? I don't know, I think so. Okay. Okay, so we have our object in here. We're going to go to, not features, oops. We're going to stay in sketch. We're going to go mirror entities. I'm going to wrap a box around this entire object. I'm going to mirror about this center line that's given right here. Hit the green check mark, and I've got an outline of this object. Now I can go to features, okay, right up on the top left-hand corner, and we're going to hit extruded boss base, okay. Now it's going to give me a depth of 0.10. But my depth is actually going to be 0.62. So I need to change that to 0.62. And that's going to add that thickness that I need to have a 3-dimensional object. Okay. This is looking wonderful. So we're going to go back to sketch, and we want to do another line. And this time it's going to ask me in yellow a plane or planar face on the edge of which is create entity. It's asking me, what plane do I want to draw on? Do I want to draw on this plane? Do I want to draw on this plane, this plane, this plane? No, I'm going to draw back on this plane right here. Okay? And before I get too far away. I actually want to center this all up and make it look nice. So I come back up to this box where it says view orientation to do so. And I'm going to go ahead and run a center line right up through that origin point, okay? And you know it's on the origin when it turns black, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and take a line from this point to this point to this point to this point, but it's going to come in a little bit right there, okay? And then all the way to here and to here as well, okay? And I only need one dimension here, and that is going to be, let's see, I'm reading it's 3.5 divided by 2 when I looked at the drawing. Okay, so from here to here is, now I can literally put that in and not even think. 3.5 divided by 2, 1.75, okay? And we're going to go back to mirror entities, and we're going to mirror about this center line right here. Okay, green check mark. And the next thing I want to do is do an extruded boss base with this new enclosed shape. Okay, it's not going to be 0.62. This time it's going to go to, well, it's supposed to be overall, it's supposed to be 3.125 according to the drawing. So I'm going to go 3.125, and I'm going to subtract that 0.62 that I've already added to it. And now we have this three-dimensional shaped object. Notice that all of these features are now open in the Features tab, okay? Because I can do anything I want now. I can cut into this object, okay? So it's no longer just extruded boss base and revolved boss base, but all these new ones are sort of opened up, like revolved cut or fillet or doing a draft. They're all there. Extruded cut is probably going to be the most widely used for the cuts, okay, or the subtraction of your shape. And speaking of which, let's do one right now. So let's go ahead and go to Sketch, Circle. It's going to ask me again every time I go back into Sketch after making something, what plane do you want to draw on? I'm going to draw on this one, okay? And I'm going to draw a circle on that plane right there, okay? Smart dimension this circle has a radius of 1.125. So if we double that, it's going to be 2.25 for a diameter. Green check that off. Okay, I'm going to go back to features, and I'm going to go to non-extruded boss base. Oops. We want to do extruded cut. Okay, 2.505 should get us all the way through. Okay, so the thickness is 2.5. But normally I just go ahead and go into these directions. So you got through all, up to next, from mid plane. I like to use this through all because I don't have to think. Okay, it's gonna pop a hole right all the way through this object. Green check mark, and there we are. We've got a nice object that's really starting to come along. So we're gonna go back into Sketch. Okay, we need center lines now, and it's gonna ask me what planar face do I want to draw on. I want to draw on this plane right here. Okay, and I also want to center my object up. Okay, so I'm looking from my front plane now. That's indicated right down here in the lower left hand corner. And we want a center line in here. And we want a center line in here as well. And what we need to do is smart dimension these center lines and figure out where they need to go. Okay, so from here to here is going to be 2.5 inches. Okay, and then from here to here is going to be 2 inches. Okay, so now you've got your center point for where you can put your circle in. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And this is going to go to 0.75 for diameter. Okay, now if it doesn't turn black right away, go ahead and don't be scared to grab the center point and just make sure that it's right on that center line, okay? Just grab it and just shift it around a little bit. It should snap right into place. Okay, so I'm going to go into mirror entities now. This is what I want to mirror. I want to mirror across that line, green check mark. Now I'm back up to features right here, and I'm going to do another extruded cut, and I'm going to go through all, and I just have these nice holes that are drilled right through my object, okay? And now I'm rotating around this object by just holding that center button on my mouse, okay? So what else do I want to do? I want to drill 2 holes from here and here as well. So I'm going to go back to sketch, and I'm going to need more center lines, okay? And I'll draw right on this plane right there, okay? And let's sort of get a better view from where to look at this at. This looks pretty good right there. Center line right through there. Let's make these center lines as big as you want. Okay. Let's see. Where does the center line go? This one is from here to here. It looks like it's at 1 inch for this one. And from here, let's see. It says 4.6 from here to here. So if that's the case, then from here to this center line is going to be 2.3. So we just divide that by 2. Okay. And we're ready to drop our circle in. Okay. Smart to mention that. That's going to be at 0.75 for a diameter. Okay. And again, this one just, I'm going to double escape to get out of there and just sort of shift it around a little bit until it turns black. Okay. I'm going to mirror this entity. Boosh. Click mirror about. Click the center line. Green check mark. Okay. And we can come back up to features and we can do another extruded cut. Okay. And we're just going to hit green check mark and that goes through. Okay. And let's sort of reconfigure. Where are we here? Okay. Let's see if we can go to this side. Okay. That certainly looks like the object that we're trying to create here, but we're missing the fillets, okay? So right on this corner and right on this corner, we need this fillet, okay? So I'm going to click fillet up at the top, and I'm taking a look at the actual drawing, and it says 0.5 for a radius. It gives me 0.10, so we need to increase the number right there for that, okay? And this fillet type is perfect, so we're going to click this corner and this corner, green check mark, and we are good to go. We have a nice fillet on here. In fact, this drawing's good. So you want to save it in a more of a trimetric style view so that I can see more than one side. 3 sides is what I'd like to be able to see of the drawing. So I can see this front plane, I can see this top plane, and I can also see this side plane all at the same time. So we're good. I'm going to save this as a JPEG, so I'm going to get File, Save As. Now again, if you're going to work on it tomorrow, save it as a Solidworks part, okay? But this one happens to be done, so I'm going to scroll all the way down to where it says JPEG, and this is 3D part 1. Looks like I already have one saved there. And we're going to go ahead and hit and just replace the other one. Okay, thanks for watching, guys.